going to start out with a pretty broad question. So go ahead and just tell me kind of about how you came to find out that you needed a new heart.
About 14 years ago, I had a cardiac arrhythmia while I was driving in a semi. Had to have a defibrillator put in. At that point, I was informed that my heart was getting worse.
Tell me kind of about the diagnosis and figuring out that he was going to need a heart transplant.
14 years ago that he had died over the wheel, and that was the first indication that he'd ever had any problems with his heart. And just from there on, his heart had just gone downhill.
An LVAD, which is left ventricle assistance device.
And yeah, he could have lived with that for quite a while, but that just wasn't the life that him and I wanted to have. So, and we knew the risk going into heart transplant, so they put him on the list and got the call, and that was scary, but it was something.
Tell me what kind of emotions you were going through during that time of getting that call and then, all the anxiety of trying to get to Omaha.
He got the phone call at it was 11:36 p.m. right before midnight from Omaha, since we have a heart feed.
It was when I got the call, it was just for the transplant. It was just, what do I do?
He says, well, he told them, we've got a blizzard out here that we can't make it. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there. And they said, well, we'll call you back. In the meantime, he says, well, I'm just going to tell him I'm not going to take it because there's no way we can get there. I told him, I says, Dan, you might not ever get this chance again. We've got to take it. We will get there somehow. And the hospital called back, talked to the family. This person was on life support. They said they would graciously wait ending their family member's life until we could get there safely.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about the different groups that helped you get, from one checkpoint to the next?
Elba Fire Department, they came out. Of course, a couple of them got stuck on the way because they missed the road. It was whiteouts, they couldn't see. And they did get out to our place, and we got in one of them Suburban and rode back to the highway, Highway 11. There's a Nebraska-SW plow sitting there.
So that's what we did. I sent two trucks to Elba. They cleared the road to St. Paul, and then when they got to St. Paul, I had two more trucks sitting there to clear the road from St. Paul to Grand Island.
Me and Jamie were going to take the first leg from St. Paul to Elba to meet the ambulances there. They kind of followed right behind me as I made a path back to St. Paul.
We followed them to St. Paul, and then just other snow plows, then all the way to Grand Island. There was quite a few different snow plows, switched off.
Oh boy, there was what, 2-foot drifts?
Well, I bet 2 to 3 foot drifts, and probably 8 to 10 inches where it wasn't drifting.
It was a nice evening to go out and plow snow, regardless if we were up or not.
Get to Grand Island, met an ambulance. The ambulance got stuck twice, and got in the ambulance then, went to the interstate. State Patrol met us there, and they let us on the interstate, and then we went away. We were the only ones allowed on the interstate because they had the interstate closed all across the state. But yeah, they wanted us there at 7:30 that next morning. We got there at 7:36.
Okay, so I just have one more question. All right, well, I just have one more question. So can you tell me, in your own words, how would you define a hero? Tell me your definition of a hero.
Yeah, I think a hero is somebody who definitely goes above and beyond the call of duty for someone he knows, loves, or even for people that you don't know.
Going above and beyond what people expect you to do.
I guess somebody that goes above and beyond the call.
I guess somebody that goes above and beyond, I guess.
Called out to do something, getting the job done, regardless of what it takes.
We'll go to an emergency instead of running away from it.
The challenge is put before them, they just persevere and overcome it.
And that's just what we do.
To us, it was just clearing the roads.
Yeah.
That's just what we do.
Well, I don't know. It wouldn't be me.
These people that came out and helped Dan and I, they didn't even bat an eye. They are great, wonderful people, and we'll never be able to repay them for what they did for us.